What's up, YouTube? Okay, so if you guys are watching this, obviously it's because you saw my last video where I was saying there's something I really need to tell you about Bitcoin, and if you guys are thinking about investing, should it be a good thing for you guys to invest right now? Is there something coming up that you should be afraid of? And the answer is yes. You guys really should be afraid right now. Afraid of missing out on some badass deals? Yo, crypto world, Bitcoin, everything is so cheap right now. Like, you must be nuts to be missing out right now. No, I'm just kidding. Look, obviously you do your own due diligence and you see if it is something that you want to invest in or buy into if you haven't already. If you have, then hey, congrats to you. You made some money. But obviously if you bought at the peak, you're probably shitting bricks. So this video, I want to show you guys a few things that I found which could potentially be one of two things. Either a great buying opportunity because of the current levels, which was a previous support, which was a previous resistance. So it was a resistance turned support, and now it is at a level of resistance again. So this could be a perfect dip buying opportunity, or because of things that are actually popping up in the news, it could mean there's a lot more downside ahead. So let's take a look at a few things that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what's going on with Turkey and this massive Bitcoin bust where somebody basically ran off or stole or hoaxed people into, I guess, investing with him. Basically, he took out over $2 billion worth of crypto or of Bitcoin. Now Turkey's bank says they are going to be putting in some regulations. All right, so they're obviously not going to be putting in a total ban, which is great, but they are going to be putting in some regulations. Now, this was a huge fear that a lot of people who are invested in Bitcoin or in anything crypto, they were all kind of fearing that these regulations are going to be the only thing to drive the price of crypto or price of Bitcoin down, because once it's regulated, that means the government is going to be taking over, or at least they're going to try taking over. Like I said, there's two ways to look at it. All right. One is, yes, they're going to put in the regulations. People are going to get scared. They're going to start selling their positions, or they're going to start selling their coins, and it's just going to tumble. But another way to look at it, if they are still saying that, you know what, we are going to keep the currency, we're just going to impose a couple regulations to make sure that it's safeguarded, I think that might actually drive the price of crypto a lot higher, because if the government is accepting it, they're going to make it safer. There's a lot of people who are so against crypto because they don't understand it. Once they hear that, okay, you know what, there's going to be regulations, it's going to be a much safer process, I might get into that. So I do believe it's a flip of the coin here, but then again, everything else is. But I still feel that this is a very good step for crypto. It doesn't necessarily have to be Bitcoin, doesn't have to be Doge, doesn't have to be Ethereum or Ripple. It could be everything crypto. So that's one thing. Another thing to look at is REvil or REvil. Now, these guys are blackmailing a lot of companies, and now their most recent target is Apple, which is whatever. Either way, it's bad. But the one thing that's a little nerve-wracking when it comes to Bitcoin is the fact that REvil is looking to use their Bitcoin account. All these companies that they're threatening, saying, hey, you know, we have all your information, we're going to put it out there, unless you guys give us $50 million, send it to my Bitcoin account. So I feel, even though it hasn't been said yet, I still feel that this is a perfect opportunity for the government to step in and say, hey, you know what, this is why it needs to be regulated. There's too many things that are happening in the black market, and there's just so many bad things that are going to be said against Bitcoin and against crypto, which could possibly bring the price of Bitcoin down a lot further. But if they do the same thing as Turkey, where they just decide to put in a few regulations and kind of safeguard it, I think in the end, it's only going to go higher. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin's daily chart. So here we have all these lines that are set up, but that's basically for just support and resistance levels. And you can see it's so simple with Bitcoin. It's every $5,000. There is a level of resistance, which becomes support, retests it, breaks above. Now this level of resistance has become support, then it breaks above this next level. So now this level of support is confirmed. Well, I mean, it breaks up pretty high, but then it comes back and retests it. So once it's retested, it holds, it goes up to the next level, which is resistance, turns support, breaks up, goes higher. And it just keeps on continuing this process. But what happens when something is extremely overbought? It needs to make a correction. It's going to correct itself, so it has to come back down. Just like Doge. Doge took off like a bat out of hell. And everybody, including myself, bought in at the peaks. And then once it starts to go down, you have to, like, I remember that 25 cents was the level I really wanted to get in. And 25 cents is a very strong level psychologically when it comes to trading something of that value, which is only like 40 cents or 50 cents. But either way, now it's already back down to the 25 cents level. So I loaded up again today. It might dip down a bit more, but I don't care. It's something that I'm just going to end up holding long term anyways. I wasn't planning on doing anything with that. And same with XRP. You know, but we're going off topic here. So anyways, back to Bitcoin. Now, so Bitcoin has its levels here. And you can see here, it did come back down below 50,000, but it came back up. And it's holding at that 50,000 level. I do personally believe the level we need to watch out for here is the $45,000 level. All right, 45,000 is a very strong level here because it was resistance once, it broke through, it was support twice. So we want to see if this is actually going to hold as a level of support. If it does not, 40,000 is the absolute floor for Bitcoin. I do not see this thing breaking below 40,000 at all. I don't even see it coming down to 40,000, but it's still a possibility because we still don't know what's going to be going on with the government, with the regulations that's going to be imposed. Something is going to happen. So it can still pull down, but I'd say at the worst case scenario, 40,000 is the absolute floor. All right. It's been support, it's been resistance, it's been confused, it's been resistance, it's been resistance, it's been support. So this is a very heavy area. So I'd say look for a trading range between 40 and 45. But any opportunity for a buy-in, definitely between 40 and 50,000. You can even just scale in. Get a couple here, see if it comes down. If it does, you can get a couple here at 45. If it still breaks through, you can get some more at 40. But I don't see it breaking below 40. Another thing you want to look at, it has been creating a triangle. Well, it actually created a rising wedge. Whenever anything happens like this, it starts getting really, really tight. And once it does, it's going to break out in any direction. You don't know which direction. I don't know which direction. But a lot of times in something like this, when you see it, basically like I said in my previous videos about patterns, when something keeps hitting a level, it's like you keep knocking on a door, it's going to open. So it did. It hit 60, it hit 60, it hit 60, it hit 60, and then it finally broke above 60. But usually what happens with that is what you see here. It breaks above, and then it just tanks. Same thing happened with Tesla the other day. We all had the triangle pattern set up. We all see that it's going. It does break above, but when it does that, it usually just tanks. Not completely, but it is going to sit in a level or in an area of consolidation. So what I would do here is just the same thing I said. Just look for areas to buy in. This is a great dip buying opportunity. Bitcoin is not something, or I shouldn't just say Bitcoin, crypto in general is not something that you need to be afraid of it losing value. It does get overstretched, but Bitcoin in particular becomes overbought because of the limited supply. Something like Doge has basically unlimited supply. Like they're pumping out what, 5 million a week or 5 million coins a month or something like that, some crazy number. So there's going to be a huge amount of circulation when it comes to Doge. But the crypto space in general, definitely, in my opinion, a dip buying opportunity. Coinbase is now trading on the Nas, and you see that it's had such a massive pullback since its debut. But even for myself, I thought it was a little bit high priced, but I mean, it's fun to trade. So I still have a small position in coin. I do believe it's going to go up from here. I still think that there will be some regulations put in, so I am going to be scaling. Like I said, I'm holding XRP. People that know me, a lot of people on Instagram that I talk to, they all know how bullish I am when it comes to crypto now. Before I wasn't, but that was before I actually started learning a lot more about it. And thank God, like my brother, he's a crypto beast. Maybe he should put out a YouTube channel, and that should be his handle. So if you're watching, yo, definitely do your own due diligence. See if it is something you're comfortable at buying at these levels, or if you want to sit on the sideline for a bit. But I do not see this crashing anytime soon. There is a lot of fear that's put out there, and especially after what happened with Turkey and with what's going on now with REvil, it's just putting fear in the market. But long term, if you're looking for a long-term play, if you're looking for something for future growth, I don't think you have any reason to panic. I just see this as a reload of your account. So go ahead and do that. All right. But yeah, if you guys found anything useful in this video, definitely give me a big fat thumbs up. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, join the team. If you have any questions or comments, or if you think that maybe I'm wrong, go ahead and let me know in the comments. All right, stay green, and I'll see you guys in the next one.